Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. I think everyone can hear me. Just to do a quick sound check and visual check. Hello, hello. Could someone just type in the chat, just saying something like, yes, I can hear you? That would be really great, just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I just wanted to double check as well before we begin. My colleague Bashar, who will also be presenting with me today, is having some trouble getting into the room. He used the link and it says the session has ended. So I'm just on a chat with him right now trying to resolve that. Just give me one moment. Thank you. Sorry, everyone. Just give us one moment while we work out this technical issue with the organizers. All right, excellent. And then I see Bashar is also available on screen there. Okay, so I'm going to get started with a quick screen share. And we'll just give this a moment to load up.
Hello, Carl. Can you share your screen from the bottom line, please?
Hello, everyone. I believe I'm back. When I attempted to do the screen share, it crashed my Chrome browser. So we're just going to try this one more time. All right, fantastic. We were successful this time around. So again, thanks everyone. We are about to get this session started. Okay, so I hope you are all happy and safe over in Turkey as we move through this often difficult COVID-19 situation. In a normal year, I'd be in Turkey right now, visiting schools and meeting with students and parents. So it's too bad that I can't be there right now. I miss Turkey already, but hopefully I'll be able to visit again sometime in 2021. But in the meantime, I'm happy to have this chance to speak with you all today. I'm looking forward to providing you with a whole lot of information about studying in Canada and York University. So my name is Carl Sachs, and I'm York University's recruitment manager for undergraduate students coming from Turkey. I am that bald gentleman in the middle there in that picture, surrounded by some of our work-study students at York International. Also presenting today will be my colleague Bashaar Ansari, who is the recruitment manager for the York University English Language Institute and the School of Continuing Studies. In today's presentation, I'll be covering a bit about studying in Canada in Toronto, what York U has to offer, admission requirements, tuition and scholarships, and then Bashaar will speak about some of the English language and postgrad programs available at York. And with the remaining time, we'll do a question and answer period, or you can come and visit us in our booth to answer or to ask any of your questions. So as we go through the presentation, please feel free to write down any questions you might have. Let's get started. So this is a map of our beautiful country, Canada. For those who don't already know, we're the second largest country in the world. It is big. So just as an example, to fly from the far east coast of Canada in Newfoundland to the far west coast of Vancouver Island, it's about 9 hours. And that's about the same as a flight from Istanbul to Beijing, China. It is big, with several different regions and climates within it. This map also includes some lovely Canadian cliches. Hockey, maple syrup, wildlife like beavers, moose, bears, oh my. Yes, we do have those wonderful things in Canada, but besides that, it's a diverse and welcoming country, well known as being a peaceful and safe place, and for its strong economy and stable political system. And also a great destination for international students due to its very strong post-secondary education system. York University is located in Toronto in the southernmost part of Canada. So Toronto is the largest city in Canada, the fourth largest city in North America, and one of the most multicultural cities in the world. A fun fact about Toronto is that more than 50% of the people that live in Toronto were born outside of Canada. So we're used to having people from other countries, cultures, and backgrounds speaking multiple languages, practicing different religions around us, and we like that. It is a welcoming place for people coming from overseas. And one thing that I really love about Toronto, and this ties in with how multicultural it is, you can get authentic, delicious food from any country or culture in the world any day of the week. Which is not so great for the old waistline or the old stomach during these COVID times where it's a little more difficult to get some consistent exercise, but it's definitely good for the soul. And just as an example, within a 5-minute walk of my home, I have 2 great Turkish restaurants that I can eat at. One does an amazing breakfast, and the other is more like anything and everything. So there's lots of opportunity to find like home-cooked food or any food that you're looking for. Toronto is also, of course, the financial and business center of Canada, Canada's largest job market, and a hub for tech startups and a center for arts, culture, film, and sport. So York University is a reflection of the city that we are in. We are the 3rd largest university in Canada. We have 55,000 students from over 170 different countries. And we have strong relationships in industry and the arts in both the Canadian and international communities. Our two main campuses in Toronto are home to over 7,200 international students. We are a research-intensive university with over 200 programs at the undergraduate, master's, and PhD levels and leading professors in their fields. We have an extensive, well-connected alumni network worldwide, and we are ranked as one of the best universities in the world, furthering the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in the Times Higher Education Global Impact Rankings. This here is our Keel campus. It is the larger of our two campuses in Toronto, and it's like a city within the city, and where most of our programs are located. It is a large, modern, self-contained campus. That means there is a ring road surrounding it, and this is really a space just for York University students and staff. The Keel campus is home to about 52,000 students and has everything you need to live, work, and study. So there's over 50 different restaurants on campus. There's a small shopping mall, including a grocery store. There's a doctor's office, a dentist office, a pharmacy. There's a huge athletics facility. There's 2 sports stadiums and 6 ice hockey rinks in our ice hockey complex. Yes, we do love our ice hockey at York University. We have 10 different residence buildings for students to live in. And as a first-year student, you are guaranteed a spot in residence if you would like to live in residence. So the campus is a safe and welcoming place for incoming international students. And one of my favorite things is that the campus offers super easy access to downtown Toronto by subway. So there are actually 2 subway stations on this campus. This main one that you see here is York University Station. We actually had the Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Justin Trudeau, come to our university to cut the ribbon when this station was opened back in 2017. It was a big deal. So from the York University campus, it is a straight shot downtown with no transfers in about 30 minutes. So being at this Keel campus is like being in a little city with 52,000 students. That's your new home when you're studying in Toronto. But, and of course, this is in post-COVID times, if you'd like to go downtown for a concert or a festival or to see a Raptors game or just to try one of the restaurants that's not on campus, you can do that conveniently and easily. But at the end of the day, you're coming back home to a place that's just for you and your fellow York students. We also have our Glendon campus, which is the smaller of our 2 campuses in Toronto. It's a short 25-minute shuttle bus from the Keel campus that I just mentioned. It is in a park-like setting, and 2 fun facts. Many of the classes taught here are in old converted mansions like the one you see in the picture, and there's a rule that no building can be taller than the tallest tree. It is also in one of the most beautiful areas of the city. Drake's Mansion is just a 2-minute drive away from here, so if you study at the Glendon campus, you are essentially neighbors with Drake. So there's also about 2,700 students here, and it's typically for students interested in studying a subject like economics or psychology or biology or international relations, but in an international environment. What do I mean by international environment? Glendon is our bilingual campus, meaning that courses are taught here in English and in French. So you don't need to know French to study here. It's for students interested in that smaller campus vibe and an international atmosphere. But if you do not know French, you will need to take French language courses in your first 2 years of study. Of course, if your major is at the Glendon campus, you can take courses at the Keel campus. And if your major is at the Keel campus, you can take courses at the Glendon campus. It's all York University. So across our 2 campuses, we have 11 different faculties, and as I mentioned before, over 200 different programs. This is a list of our faculties right here. So we offer programs in arts, media, performance, and design, film production and screenwriting, engineering and computer science, life and physical sciences, health sciences, environmental science. We have very well-known business and commerce programs, humanities, social sciences, languages, and a whole bunch more. We also have the oldest law school in Toronto, the 3rd oldest in Canada at the Osgoode Hall Law School, and we offer over 50 master's and PhD programs. So we offer pretty much everything, and it's likely that we have the program that you're interested in. So what's unique about going to a large institution like York is that it presents you with a lot of opportunities. With many different majors to choose from, you have the ability to do your degree your way. So with most programs, you can do a double major or major minor and combine two different areas of interest to create your own unique degree. So psychology with biology, film production with business, communication studies with marketing, environmental science with human rights and equity studies, computer science with statistics, which kind of creates like a data science degree. So it's possible to combine most programs and you'll still be able to finish your degree in the usual 4 years. And since this question comes up a lot, there isn't some additional cost to doing a double major. It's just about how you're dividing your studies over your 4 years between two subjects of focus. So one example of combining two different areas of interest is from one of our recent grads named Kevin. So Kevin was a student in the BA Financial and Business Economics programs, and he was interested in business and also interested in programming and app development. He took some courses in IT and computer science during his degree, and as part of a pitch competition in one of his business classes, he came up with this great idea. He felt that it was taking too much time to read his textbooks, and imagine how great it would be if an app existed that would make study notes for you. So he presented this idea and won the pitch competition. Then with the support from his professors and knowledge gained from his IT and computer science courses, he actually developed the app. He then submitted his business proposal to this TV show you see in the picture here and got invited to come on. This is Dragon's Den, like the Canadian version of Shark Tank, where entrepreneurs go on and pitch their business idea and try to get investment from one of the 5 dragons. Kevin was the first person in the history of the show to get investment proposals from all 5 dragons, and with their support, the app is now available for download on the App Store. It is called the Summary Scanner app. Please feel free to search for it and download it. And what it does is you can take a picture of a textbook and it will, using whatever algorithm it is, it will summarize the key information from it to create study notes. So this is just a great example of how you can combine several areas or subjects that you're interested in to further your own interests and create a degree that's unique to you. So many of our programs offer practical, hands-on learning opportunities, including co-ops, placements, internships, and practicums to get you real-world experience well before you graduate. We often get asked, what is this experiential education that you often hear about? Well, experiential education is the application of theory, so what you're learning in your classes, to real-world situations, either still within the classroom or within the community, which enhances the outcomes of your program. It also lets you test drive particular career paths, gain clarity about what you want to do with your future, while building relationships with professionals in your fields of interest. We have strong connections with employers in Toronto and the surrounding area, and being in Toronto gives you access to Canada's largest job market, like I mentioned before. A big focus of the programs at York is to make sure you're career ready by the time you graduate. So for example, we have advanced lab opportunities for Faculty of Science and Faculty of Health students. Rachel here on the left is working in a research lab under the supervision of her professor during her research practicum course, and paid summer research positions are also available. Our engineering and computer science students can access a fantastic co-op program that sees them alternating work and study throughout their final 2 years while being paid by companies like IBM, Uber, Tesla, Honda, and Siemens. We also have great internship opportunities in accounting, human resources, finance, marketing, and much more. And it's not just limited to those programs I mentioned. This is an important part of most programs at the university. So gaining access to this hands-on training is a key part of your studies at York. And speaking of career preparation, we have a whole team here at York to help you at our York University Career Center. Their job is to help you get a job by supporting you through your 4-year program and as you begin your career. They'll help you write your resume in the Canadian style. They'll help you on the job hunt. They host career fairs where employers from various different industries come to campus to recruit students right out of the program. And those events have not stopped due to COVID. they have just shifted to large online recruitment and career fairs. And the reviews have been positive so far from both students and employers. And once you get that job interview, they'll do practice interview sessions with you. And they also help coordinate several of our internship programs. And they're just, in general, a great resource for students studying at York. So another great important support we have on our campus is York International, which is your home away from home office when you're at York. So it's the international student office, and they'll help you with things before, during, and after you've completed your program. They do orientation sessions, immigration advising, so study permit and visa questions can all be fielded by them. They organize social activities, and they do a great global peer program where you can be matched up with a senior year international student mentor that'll kind of guide you through your first year at York. And it's also just a place to go if you have general questions or if you're feeling homesick or looking for support relating to things outside the classroom. And since we're a large university with many students, of course, we have on-campus housing for students to live in. I touched on it briefly before. The dormitories for your first year are the classic dormitory style like what you'd see in the movies. I always recommend staying in residence at least for your first year. It makes it way easier to get involved on campus, make friends, join clubs, teams, and sports, and there's nothing better than waking up and rolling over and being in your first class in 5 minutes. And for students beginning their studies in fall 2021, I mentioned it before, residence is guaranteed as long as you submit the required residence application by June 1st. And university isn't just about studying. We have an active and engaged student body and are home to over 400 different student clubs and teams. So it could be anything relating to career or hobbies or just for relaxing and fun social activities. So it covers the whole range, and we offer pretty much any sport you can imagine, both at the competitive level, so inter-university, or just competing against your friends or other students at the university. And it's a great way to make friends, have fun, and I'm sure you'll find something that's the right fit for you. And I just wanted to quickly highlight some of the unique connections York has to Turkey. So over 130 students from Turkey are currently studying at York. York has exchange partnerships with Koç University and Boğaziçi University and internship opportunities with Turkey's Women and Entrepreneurs Association. Ulrich Shannon, the previous Consul General of Canada in Istanbul, and now he's the Canadian ambassador to Iraq, has a graduate degree from York University. Tuba Koredemir, former professional figure skater and Olympian, is a graduate from York University's BCom Bachelor of Commerce program. Business professor Murat Kristal once held positions with Turkey's Director General of Civil Aviation. Political science and law professor Nargis Canefe specializes in forced migration studies and international law and previously held positions at Boğaziçi University. And criminology professor Özgün Topak, his research includes surveillance studies, criminalization of migration, human rights and sociology theory, with a significant focus on Turkey. So that was a whole lot of information about our universities and our programs and our campuses. In the next section, I'll highlight our requirements for bachelor's undergraduate programs and how to get admitted to York. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my coffee. Fantastic. All right. So as with most Canadian universities, the main thing we are looking at for admission to most programs is your grades. In general, the most important grades for us are your grade 12 grades from your Turkish high school or your IB predicted grades for your IB students. So this is speaking specifically about students who are currently still in high school. For most programs, we recommend grades of 70% or higher for conditional offer of admission. And for IB students, we're recommending predicted grades of about 30 or higher, although we'll consider a 28 for some programs. For some, or the ones that do require higher grades are commerce, business administration, engineering, computer science, neuroscience, and a few others. And of course, for science, engineering, and business programs, you'll need to have the prerequisite courses as well, which could be a combination of math, chemistry, biology, and physics. But very important, The admission requirements for our programs are not a secret. Almost every curriculum and the requirements are listed on our website, including the Turkish and IB requirements, but also if there are any transfer students interested, university transfer requirements are also listed on the website as well. So feel free to scan the QR code on the slide right here. That'll take you right to your right to our requirements page. And again, every program will be listed there. And if for whatever reason you don't find what you're looking for, come to our booth here at the fair and we'll give you the information directly, or you can just email me because I'll be sharing my email address at the end of the presentation. Very happy to help. So we have some special notes when it comes to admissions. SATs and ACTs are not required. Essays and letters of recommendation are also not required in most situations, but there are a few exceptions like the Schulich School of Business BBA program or the Bachelor of Fine Arts programs that require a portfolio or an interview or an audition. For those, we will need some additional documents, but of course that's all listed on our website. For Ielts and Toefl, we usually need an Ielts score of 6.5 or a Toefl score of 83. If you've been at a school where the main language of instruction is English for the final 4 years of high school, it won't be required. Or if you're doing the IB diploma program, it won't be required. So if your Ielts or Toefl score is below 6.5 or 83, that's okay too. My colleague Bashaar will be speaking about the York University English Language Institute, which is our English language school. So you can be admitted to York, do an English language program, and then begin your program after that. Scholarships are available to international students. So we have automatic scholarships that range from $1,000 to $3,000 that are based just on your grades. We also have the major scholarships that range from $5,000 to $35,000 Canadian dollars per year. To be eligible for the big scholarships, you need a straight A average. So for us, that would be above an 85% average if you're doing the Turkish curriculum. You also need a strong extracurricular profile, so everything outside the classroom that makes you amazing. And you need to be nominated by your high school. So the big scholarships are only open to students joining York directly from high school. And this is important. Each school can only nominate one student for the big scholarships. So it'll be up to your school administration or guidance counselor to determine who they nominate. And to help you and your family plan for your studies, these are the costs for the fall 2020 semester. So the current semester that's taking place now. York is about the mid-range in terms of costs at Canadian universities. Of course, for students studying online this year due to COVID-19, they are only paying really the tuition costs. So things like residence and meal plans are only for in-person students. So tuition for most programs is about 32,000 Canadian dollars, but the total cost you should expect is closer to 52,000 Canadian dollars. And I'm just being sensitive to time because I would like to make sure that my colleague Bashaar is able to speak before our session is out. This is a quick timeline. You're very welcome to take a screenshot of this if you'd like, but it kind of walks you through what the application process looks like for the fall 2021 semester. Applications are open now. Applying anytime between now and December is encouraged, but feel free to take a screenshot or a picture of that. And also quickly wanted to touch on the timeline for winter 2021. For winter 2021, we do offer most programs in our January intake. So if you're completed high school already or interested in transferring, this is an option for you if you would like to join York for the January 2021 semester. The timeline is much shorter though, so you should be applying pretty much right away and trying to submit your documents pretty much right away. But again, happy to answer any questions afterwards. So feel free to reach out in our booth, or if there is time, stick around for a Q&A. So that was a whole lot of information in about 30 minutes. So to summarize, again, York, we offer very high quality programs in pretty much every area taught by world-class professors. Our Keel Campus is like its own city within the city of Toronto, but just for York students. And the Glendon Campus is an international community for students looking for a small campus vibe. And with that, I'll hand it over to my colleague Bashaar Ansari, and he's going to give you additional details about our School of Continuing Studies and the York University English Language Institute. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Carl. I'm just going to start sharing my screen for everyone to be able to see. Just bear with me 1 second. Right. Just trying to see if everyone's able to see my screen now. You can probably see the whole thing, right? So how about now?
There we go. Yeah, we can see it, Bashar.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh,
right. So
I think it almost actually, Bashar, just there we go. Now it's back. Okay.
Okay. Excellent. So, Carl, thank you so much for the opportunity for me to speak as well to some of the students here today. So, as Carl's introduced to you, my name is Bashaar Ansari, and I'm the recruitment manager for Middle East and North Africa for the York School of Continuing Studies. So, I'll talk to you today about the School of Continuing Studies, the English Language Institute that we have within, and the certificate programs that we offer at postgraduate level within the School of Continuing Studies. So let's start off with giving you a brief introduction of the School of Continuing Studies. So the school was founded in the year 2015. It's a part of York University. It's home to cutting-edge continuing professional education programs and our world-renowned York English Language Institute. And I will talk to you more about the programs in a minute. So let's start off by talking about the Cpe programs. So these certificate programs that we offer are designed to complement and build on previous academic study and practical work experience. So ideally, these are for students that have just graduated, people that have graduated and acquired some work experience, probably now looking to make a career change, or for someone who's aspiring for a promotion, or for someone who wants to respond more effectively to the challenges that emerge in one's workplace at this moment, or just to even keep yourself more updated in the current fast-paced, knowledge-based economy. So the certificate programs that we offer at York University are 8 months in length, and we have a number of them that we offer full-time for international students on campus. The programs that we have available include business administration, human resource management, accounting, advanced professional accounting, content and digital marketing, public relations, and blockchain. Some of the key highlights about these programs, of course, so number one is the duration. So the way they're designed is for professionals to come in, get the education, and go out as quickly as possible and join the employment industry. So of course, the aim, of course, is to provide you with the necessary skills and knowledge and the education, and then, of course, prepare you to be able to enter the job market as soon as possible. We have multiple start dates for these programs throughout the year. So usually we have about 3 intakes, January, May, and September every year. However, not all certificates are offered in each one of these intakes. So please make sure to check on the website to see which programs are offered in which intake before you apply. The tuition fees for most of these programs is quite competitive, and I have a slide on which I have mentioned the tuition fees. So I'll talk to you a little bit more about it in the next slide. The other very important thing about certificate programs is that students are eligible for a postgraduate work permit upon successful completion of the certificate program, provided they meet all the requirements. So it's an ideal sort of opportunity for the students to get the necessary, the knowledge, the education, and then, of course, take also the opportunity to get employed while being on the post-study work permit. Okay, so let's talk about entry requirements. So we usually require students to have at least a 60% aggregate in their bachelor's degree. And for some programs, there are certain additional requirements. For example, if you're a student applying for the digital and content marketing program, we would also require a statement of interest, which is basically you telling us why you're an ideal candidate for this program and how does this program fit with your career goals. In addition, we require a 6.0 overall in Ielts for students to be accepted into any of our, a few of our certificate programs. Or we do accept Duolingo as well, because we know that there are challenges right now with students doing Ielts. So if you get a score of 104, a minimum score of 104 overall, then your application would also be considered. Now, bearing that in mind, I also wanted to let you know that for the blockchain certificate program that we offer, the English proficiency requirement is slightly different. So we require a 6.5 overall with a 6.5 in each component. All of our Cpe programs are competitive, and meeting the minimum requirements does not guarantee admission. So of course, we do recommend that in terms of Ielts, for example, or Duolingo, you know, the better the score, the better your chances are to be accepted. And same goes depending on your academic profile too. So I've listed down the tuition fees for you guys to have a rough idea of what it costs. So you can see the PG certificate in business administration is $50,199. The postgraduate certificate in accounting and the postgraduate certificate in digital content marketing and public relations are all the same price. Our tuition fees is extremely competitive, and if you were to compare this with other institutions based in the GTA area, you probably see that you know, it's definitely really great value for money. Other programs such as human resource management cost $18,999, and the backend and blockchain development program, which is our newest program, is slightly more expensive, so it's $20,099. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you now a little bit about the York's English Language Institute. So York's English Language Institute was established in the year 1985. It's basically, it's sort of a one of its kind English Language Institute that caters to students from at all levels. So you could be an absolute beginner, or you could be a student aspiring to do a PhD. We have a program that is bound to meet your needs. We were also selected as the Language School of the Year in the year 2019, which is, of course, a great testament to all the achievements and the institution itself. Our tutors are all masters and PhD qualified here at York University, and they all have the relevant experience of teaching English at these levels. So you're bound to have an overall great experience of studying here at York's English Language Institute. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about our programs. So we'll start off with the academic program, which is basically a program designed for everyone. And you could be at any level of English and be able to get into the academic program and improve. So we have 9 different levels of this academic program. Essentially, if you're a student, again, and you don't have to be at a certain level of English to be able to join this program. No matter what your English language level is, you will be able to come in and start off within the academic program. We do offer conditional acceptance into our undergraduate degrees for students that have completed AP level 6 or above. Now, the other category of programs that I will talk to you about would be programs for undergraduate students. So if you're a student aspiring to take up an undergraduate degree at York University and you've not been able to meet the English proficiency requirement, then you do have the opportunity to apply to one of the 3 programs that you can see highlighted there in the light blue color. So the YU Bridge, Predestination, or Destination York. So you do get a conditional acceptance into an undergraduate degree, of course, and then you apply to the English Language Institute to enroll for one of these programs, depending on your English language skills and level. We also have programs for graduate students. So the GSPP program is an excellent program for graduate students to explore. In addition to, of course, helping the student out with improving their English language academic and writing skills and research skills, we also help students prepare for the GRE and GMAT, so the aptitude tests. And there's a number of other support systems in place for students to assist them with preparation for applying for a graduate study program in Canada. In addition to that, we also offer summer and spring break immersion programs. You're welcome to reach out to us for more information about these programs as well. Now, I wanted to share this with you because I think it's something great that students must know about. So we call it the Ueli Effect. So basically what we see is that students that join York's English Language Institute and then progress into their undergraduate degree usually seem to have a higher GPA. They have a better retention rate and they have a better graduation rate. So these are just, a testament further to the fact that, going into the ULI program and how you'll be able to improve on your overall performance by taking one of the programs at York's English Language Institute. Now, I've got a brief summary of all of the different type of programs. So let's look at the academic program again, just to revise what we mentioned. So there is no specific English requirement, so you don't need to have an Ielts or TOEFL or any other test or a specific score. You need to be 18 years of age to be able to join this program. So basically, it's 2 months per level, and we have up to 9 levels, and we have 6 start dates every year, so January, March, May, July, September, and November. Then we have the YU Bridge program, which is another one of our pathway programs. This is actually an interesting program because students could take up to 6 to 9 undergraduate credits while being in this pathway program, alongside taking and improving their English language studies, of course. So for students going into the YU Bridge, there are requirements for students to have at least 80% marks in their high school. And that is, of course, because of the fact that, they will be looking at taking some undergraduate level courses into some of our faculties. So as you can see on the right-hand side, you'll see the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Professional Studies. You'll see AMPD, Health Science, and the School of Engineering. So the Schulich School of Business, of course, it's not in there. So basically, if you're applying for a Schulich program, then unfortunately, you're not going to be able to take any credits for that within this program. Right, so let's talk about the other 2 pathway programs. So predestination York. So again, now, if depending on the level of English, let's say that you are a student who's been accepted into an undergraduate degree and you hold a conditional offer for, let's say, one of the engineering programs. Now, our entry English language requirement at undergraduate for the undergraduate program is 6.5. So let's say your IELTS score is only 5.5. You'll be able to come into our predestination York program, which is 2 months. And because you're conditionally accepted already for the undergraduate program, upon successful completion of the predestination York, you will then enroll into the destination York program. And upon completion of destination York program, you'll be eligible to start your undergraduate degree. Now, you don't usually require IELTS or another English language exam at the end of when you've completed this program. And, meeting certain requirements on this program would actually meet the undergraduate English proficiency requirements. You could go and start your undergraduate degree. Now, the Destination York program is designed for students that have an IELTS score of 6.0. So basically, that's the main difference between the 2 programs that you can see. So predestination is for students with a 5.5, and Destination York, if you have a 6, you can go directly into Destination York and do 2 months of this program, of course. And upon successful completion and meeting the requirements, you'll be eligible to join your undergraduate degree. And we do have 3 start dates for each of these programs as well every year. Just a quick look on the tuition fees for this program. So the academic program, for example, is one that is quite popular for us in Turkey. We get a few students for this program. The tuition fees for this program per session, you may say, or per 2 months is 3,560. Similarly, you can see there for predestination York's 4,095, destination York's 9,195, and then the YU Bridge program. Depending on your English language skills, you do 1 semester or 2 semesters, and the tuition fees, of course, is different for both of them. Lastly, I did want to mention here that we here at York UELI are offering our winter term online. So it's 75% synchronous and 25% asynchronous. It's a great opportunity for students to be able to start off their program while being in their home countries. Of course, we want to be safe, and we want to keep the community and our students safe. So because of that reason, of course, we decided to deliver the program online. So this is just a slide to let you know that the program delivery method is going to be virtual for the upcoming intakes. That is the end of my presentation. I am going to hand it back over to Carl. I believe we might not be able to take questions here, but we'll be welcoming you to the chat room to come and have a chat with us if you have any questions. So back to you, Carl. Thank you so much for this.
Thanks, Bashaar. So I wanted to just quickly put up one more time our, I don't know if we can see it, the contact information for both of us. I'm just trying to do a quick screen share. If people can see that. So hopefully there is a screen up. You guys can see it, just to double check?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. So we're just trying to get the screen share up. It has the contact information for Bashaar and I. Of course, you can also visit our booth to get our contact information. You can ask us any questions there as well. Just wanted to touch on the two quick questions that we have on the side here. Is there a master's degree in electronics engineering? Yes, there is. Visit the booth and we'll give you the contact information for the experts on that. And for the scholarship information, you can also ask us in the booth more details about the scholarship information. I touched on it in the session, but there's of course a whole bunch more information that we can provide. All right, so with that, I guess it brings the session. We'll just try that one more time with the screen share. And I don't know if that's going to work, but that's all right. Come visit our booth, and then we'll be very happy to help you out. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Bashaar and I tell you a whole lot of information about Canada, York University, and the many programs that we offer. Thank you so much. That is all from us.
Thank you. Bye.